Aquarius, welcome to Phoenix Heart. So please remember to like, share, and subscribe. It does help me. All right, Aquarius. So you're dealing with some deception. Someone is wearing a false self mask in this relationship. Okay. And of course, you being Aquarius, you know that. So what are we going to be doing about this, Aquarius? Oh, yeah. It says there may be a challenge ahead, but you can face it. You've got even have some competition and some struggle. So you've got the Seven of Wands to start out with, and that's being defensive, fighting through something. You know someone is being deceptive, and you're like, okay, fine, challenge accepted, but you're defending yourself, which is wonderful. You need to do that. And then you have the Six of Cups, which is memories, healing, steady gain. So you could be reconnecting with an old love or an old friend to help clear up this deception currently in your relationship. So yeah, you're reaching out to your friends that maybe because of this relationship you haven't spoke to in a while. That sometimes happens too. And yeah, it says in the past you were trying to be strong and you didn't know your own strength, but you thought, you know, that this was going to be your infinite abundance. This person overcame their fears and maybe potentially tried to love again. And then now they're like, I'm not real sure about this, but you're trying to be strong. And the reason you're not so sure and needing to be strong is that you know someone's not being themselves. It may not be that they're lying. It's just they're not who they say they are. They're not being completely honest, maybe about just who they are, you know. And it could be something stupid where they've been judged so much in the past that they feel like they can't let down that wall yet. They weren't really ready for this new relationship, but here it is. And that sometimes happens too, you know, it's a wrong timing kind of thing. But yeah. Oh yeah. So yeah, you've got the Ten of Swords, and this is a completion of a cycle, you know, completion of a very painful cycle is about the only thing good I could say about this card. You know, it had a lot of heartache, and that may be why they're not showing you who they really are, is because in the past they were just destroyed in a relationship. And it doesn't say that they don't love you, because they are celebrating, they are having fun, they are enjoying your company. And, you know, those came out together. So I'm going to leave them that way too. So they are enjoying, they're just trying to overcome their fear. And maybe that's you. Maybe you've been destroyed in the past and you need to overcome your fear, because look what you got in your future. You got the Lovers. This could be potentially the ultimate relationship. The Lovers are like, you know, one soul that or two souls that become one, or like twin flame, where they say the one flame split to become two. It could potentially be that with this Lovers card. So either you or them needs to remember to keep that hurt in the past, not to judge too quickly, you know, just because that old relationship. I keep getting this. Someone used to drive you crazy with the toothpaste. Something about the toothpaste. Maybe they squeezed it from the middle of the tube and you like to roll it at the end, or you did that to someone. But I keep getting that in my head, and this new person seems to do the same thing. But just because they do that with the toothpaste doesn't mean they're that person. Why do I? Sometimes I get some really weird things. But yeah, it says learn to take life as it comes, positive and negative. So you get the Five of Wands, and that's change. It's gonna happen. It could be a little confusing or chaotic right now, but maybe it's coming to a boiling point over this toothpaste situation. Just remember, it's toothpaste, and in the scope of the bigger picture, it's a very small thing in a relationship. Don't let it be the breaking point of a relationship. That sounds so silly. I think the toothpaste may have been the straw that broke the camel's back, though. Yeah. And unless this person can come clean, or maybe it's you that needs to come clean with, this is who I am, I don't think we're going to be able to work past this. But it's terrible, because it could be an ultimate relationship for you if you can just drop those walls, drop the pretense, you know, and be yourselves. Enjoy the company. Forget the pain. And try to, because you are enjoying their company and they are enjoying yours, even though there has been past pain and they're trying to be strong. You know, they just might need to take a little more time to heal. All right, let's see what we got going on around us here. So yeah, you're looking back on what you have, and you're trying to set new goals. You're just watching, you know, the plants, the seeds that you've planted grow, watching that money you've invested earn. Yeah, watching things grow, the relationship and potentially with your money. And then you've got, you're making your decision and taking action with confidence. I think you've decided that you might need to give this a little more time, or you're going to change your journey, because it can be just a little unstable. You know, I suggest a heart-to-heart. Yeah, you're afraid this is going to break your heart. Yeah, you got the hopes and fear, and that was actually came upside down. So you're hoping that this doesn't break your heart, that you guys can work through it. And your final card is that you are the magician. You've got everything you need to make this work. I think you just need to open the lines of communication a little bit, or maybe you need to sit down and have a heart-to-heart, one-on-one, say, hey, you know, I don't like what you're doing with the toothpaste over there. It's driving me crazy. Or whatever the situation can be. Because in the overall picture of it potentially being a really wonderful relationship, you know, and that you or them have been hurt in the past, but you are enjoying each other's company. You just need to sit down and talk about, you know, hey, if the toilet paper is coming off the top of the roll, I like it that way, not under the bottom. I mean, it's the stupid small things that the longer you spend with someone, you realize can be a little nerve-wracking, but really, does it even matter? Do the small things even matter when you're looking at the overall, everything else in the relationship's wonderful? You know, so the deception could be, you know, just someone is pretending to be happy when they're not quite sure that. And hey, I just had this card a couple of hands ago. It says, I recognize that I have chosen fear, and I choose again. I choose love. So that's your outcome message. So you've got fear that's making you want to find everything wrong with this relationship. But I think you're realizing that, and you're going to give it a go and realize that true love is hard to find. Don't pick it to death. Everybody's human. So yeah, there we go, Aquarius. Again, thank you for coming in. Please like, share, subscribe. It helps my channel to grow. I would